Hey guys, Mark Flockhart. Today we're going to go through the top 5 insurance companies in the US based off of 3 major players. We're going to use J.D. Power as the primary. We're going to use reviews.com because they had thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of reviews. And then we're also going to use a company called Bankrate. Now, Bankrate is a major player because they do a lot of financial stuff, and by doing that, they do a lot of insurance as well. So we're going to use their data. You will be very shocked on how different these answers are between which companies were the best and which ones weren't. That just leads you to believe that you really got to get some advice from friends, family, agents in your area, because once again, each area is different that you go into. Where Michigan may have Allstate as the best company this year, it might be the opposite in Florida, where they're the worst ones. So it really just depends on your location, your zone as they're calling it. It used to be zip code, but now it's territory, so to speak. So let's dive right into it. Now, the thing is, my camera's kind of messed up today. I couldn't get the audio working. I got like a cord. I got tons of cord just hanging out here. So bear with me. If you like the video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to be part of this advice channel that I'm giving for insurance. But I'm going to be looking to my left a lot because I actually decided to hook it up to my monitor. So now hopefully the audio is good. I got my audio here, my monitor. Yeah, okay, we'll just dive into it. The first thing I'm going to go through is, and I'm going to show you screenshots here, is J.D. Power. So there's some stuff that they asterisk in here that most people don't see. And I'm going to go through the top couple companies with you specifically and show you why they thought they were the best. So number 5 is State Farm. They're the largest player in this entire industry of insurance right through the US. They control the major portion of the market. If there was one company that's standing on top of them all, that's going to be State Farm. There's not really anything unique or specific about them. What they do is they pick large areas that they want to control and they drop the prices really, really low. So they pull in a lot of business. As you guys saw, and there's actually a video I made that kind of mentioned it, but they had lost several $1 billion a few years back. That hurt them pretty bad, so they kind of stumbled and got back up, but they're still the largest guys. They're still going to be huge. They really have a huge control on the market. They have really good prices. Their agents are what make them more successful. They're huge with agents. They're only exclusive, so you're not going to find a State Farm agent selling Safeco. You're not going to find a State Farm agent selling AAA, where I work with Safeco, AAA, Citizens, Michigan Insurance, all those guys. Like I've got 17 companies that we work with. And I'm not trying to sell you guys on us or me, because that's not the point of this whole channel. But number 5 is State Farm. Great large company. Number 4 is Geico. Geico is its own animal. They're the online, the digital, the kind of the tech, huge commercials. There's not, once again, not anything specific that sets them apart from everybody. It's just a large company, has huge market reach. These guys do more commercials than anybody I've ever seen. And it stands for Government Employee Insurance Company. And what that is it's changed. So it used to be only for government employees, and now it's kind of opened up to the public. It's been that way for several years and a long time, but that's just where they came from. Great company, large company. They're very hard to beat, especially in some areas. Some of those higher risk areas like Florida, some of those near Miami areas, they tend to come in more competitive. So that's kind of like a go-to place. They're more of a standard company / non-standard or non-preferred company where they'll take in a lot of different business. I am in Michigan, and they don't like to insure in Michigan. I've tried to do a quote for you guys, I'll make another video on that. But like, long story short, they're making it difficult, extremely difficult to get a quote. Good company, large company, similar to State Farm. They're more of an online presence, larger commercials. They advertise, so naturally they get a lot more business. Now, this is mainly based on customer satisfaction, so they actually got rated really well as far as satisfaction goes as well. So they're not just pulling people in the door, they are helping service them as well when there's claims and things like that. Number 3 is Erie Insurance. Erie Insurance, you just don't hear a lot about them. They're a lot like Geico. They're very, very similar to Geico. Big online presence, more digital, kind of like the younger groups. That's really just their size of a business. I didn't really see anything specific also that sets them apart. So in this world, car insurance is car insurance. There's not a whole lot to depict. When you're kind of getting into that industry where it's not really including the home as much, yeah, sure, Geico's going to be really good for you. Erie Insurance is going to be good for you. And I say that, not that they don't do home, it's just in some areas, they just haven't touched that portion of it. They're good in the auto industry, but not as great in the home industry. And this is the part where you guys can help me, because I don't do a lot of Erie, and maybe we'll do a video on them. I don't deal a lot with Erie Insurance. I almost never see them. I'm in Michigan, so it's almost rare that we see them at all I don't even think they're in Michigan. Let me know in the comments below, what state are you in? And if you're with Erie or Geico, do you have your home insurance with them? I'm very curious if you do. If you do, maybe give us some details. Let us know, were they competitive, not competitive? Have you been with them for 10 years, 2 years? Kind of give us an idea of what experience you guys have had with either Geico or Erie Insurance. Number 2, and I put an asterisk next to this, is because there are 2 other companies that were missing in this list. And I'll explain that here in just a moment. But this company is called Country Financial. I'm going to go in more depth with them here in just a moment. So if you want to learn why they're on top, then we're going to go through that. And the number 1 company, which I'm also going to go through the reasons that they're so big and so great rated, and the reason that they're so highly rated is going to be Amica Insurance. I think it's Amica or Amica. I've never really heard anyone say it, but I've heard of them. They're a very small company to me, even though they have a large footprint, but they just don't have a lot of presence in Michigan. Although they are one of the few companies that has come close to the insurance price that I'm paying, so also an option. So the 2 companies that are missing out of this report, which actually are beating all of these companies, is going to be USAA and New Jersey manufacturers. The reason that they're excluded from these reports, and this is from JD Power, is that USAA is only government. You have to be a government person or have a family member that's part of the government in order to join them. They're a group system, so you can't get in the door whatsoever. However, I will tell you that I've got a new guy that I'm training. He just sold 2 policies, saved the guy from USAA about $1,000. Not that that's every case, I'm just telling you, nobody's unbeatable, right? So USAA, very, very good company. They are one of my favorite as far as a company goes, as far as like satisfaction. I've heard a lot of good things about them. They're very difficult to beat in price, although this year seems to be changing quite a bit, especially in Michigan. And then the next one was going to be New Jersey manufacturers, and that's pretty obvious. They only do New Jersey. They're a group company. They only do one specific area. Not enough data to rate against them, but they are one of the highest rated in as far as customer satisfaction, the best rated companies in New Jersey. So why Amica? Why are they listed as the top company? And you can learn more if you do. I know the video that I made was 2017, but it also was Amica, New Jersey, and I believe Country Financial, I think, was also in there too. Those guys were doing really good then as well, and they're still doing good today. So if you want to learn more specifics, I really dug in to very, very nitty details in that video. But in this one, I was looking specifically auto, what makes them unique compared to just, why don't I just get auto insurance anywhere else? So the things that make Amica unique, these are the notes that I took, is they have free lock replacement for lost keys. They do free repair for damaged glass, and they have an asterisk next to that because there's deductibles if you have it. Yeah. You can read it if you want to. Free repair if it deploys the airbag. That's pretty cool. No depreciation for a complete loss of a new vehicle. So there's like a package that they offer. Lost wage reimbursement, which most places do. And they do $1,000 for bail bonds. So not a lot of companies are doing the bail bonds anymore. That's called their Platinum Auto Choice. That includes identity fraud. So it monitors your identity. If someone steals your credit files, you get notified within 24 hours of a breach. If you need assistance. So they're not paying to fix your credit. They're just kind of monitoring it just like your credit card does. It's not a whole lot of difference. It's just they're going to notify you quicker. So at this point, definitely like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm going to move into the next company, which is reviews.com. And the reason I did them was because they have probably the most knowledge as far as like what people think of companies, the general decision. I wanted to get some more opinions. They are very powerful. They are very good. They're usually accurate, but I just wanted to make sure we're not giving you some false information. So what we've got here, reviews.com says USAA, very similar. So they're actually ranking them. We've got Geico Insurance, also there. State Farm is third. They're best for rideshare drivers, they say. They say Geico's best for digital. USAA is best for military members and veterans, great. And then they say Progressive is in there. That's pretty cool. I just did a video where I ranked them number 1 for me as far as my area. Best for discounts. They do have a lot of good discounts. And then Nationwide, who I actually work with. That's awesome. Best for coverage options. So USA got a 4.3 out of 5. The part where they failed was their coverage. I agree. That's where I didn't like them. Geico got a 4.0. Where they failed the most, it was kind of a tie between customer experience and coverage. So a 3.5 out of 5, not horrible. State Farm, I don't know why they're in there because they only got a 3.8 overall. Oh, well, yeah, everyone else did worse. So I think they failed at the coverage as well. So, okay, great. Progressive got a 3.7. Their lowest point was customer experience at 3.1. So not the best customer experience, but they're large, so I can see that. Nationwide 3.5, and there also was the pricing. So yes, and I agree. There are some spots where their pricing isn't perfect. And if we want to go one further, Safeco, and then Travelers, and then Farmers. Those guys are the next 3 best ranked ones. Okay, guys, this has been way too long. I'm sorry. If you stayed to the end, put a hashtag stayed, and we're going to celebrate. Let me know what video you want me to make next, because it's thank you for watching this. What we're going to do next is I want you guys to do me a favor. If you want more details on some of these companies, put in the comments below, but watch the other one that I did in 2017 because it's not much different between then to now. What I think is going to happen going forward, you're going to start seeing is these large companies like State Farm and Allstate, you're going to see them do one of two things. I think either A, they're going to leave their agent-only model and they're going to open up the doors for all these independent agents to come in and start using their product and selling their product, or B, they're going to create their own digital model. So you've seen it happen a lot. Allstate has Esurance, Farmers has 21st Century, Liberty Mutual has Safeco. So each guy is creating their own models. But I think you're going to see that change, and that's going to make a big difference because what that's going to do is draw on some different type of risks. So how do they change their model without changing the type of customer they're looking for? I don't think there's really an easy way to do that. So it's interesting to see in the next 3 to 5 years what happens as we start getting autonomous cars coming out and people are either getting more accidents or less accidents. We don't know if there's a recession, if that takes place. This whole thing is going to change, I think, within this decade. It's going to be completely different than it is today. I think what I'm going to do is 10 years from now, I'm going to be sitting here saying, hey, guys, State Farm's no longer number 1. They're number 12 because either A, they didn't switch their model and they just couldn't survive, or the independent agents are just taking force. This is no longer just a ranking on companies. This is a ranking on independent agencies because these guys are taking in 10 to 15 companies. And if you're looking for Westfield or Wolverine or some of those smaller companies that just have that local touch, you're going to be able to get that options. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked it. Share with anyone you think would get good advice out of this. Thumbs up, subscribe if you want to have more. I will see you guys in the next one.